Hello class. Alright, here's our plan, and this one we're going to do windows, and there is some tricky stuff arguably in it. It's not too bad. This video will walk you through it. I'm going to start with the single windows here before we're doing these windows that are sort of ganged together. Um, so the window sizes are going to be here. They're going to be marked out with these little octagon-like things, and if you recall in the previous video we downloaded the window schedule so we can get the widths from that, and that'll look like this, and I'll refer to that during the video. Now one of the things I did also mention was we don't have to draw the windows from scratch. We do have a detail here, and if you haven't done so already, download the block file that we're providing for you. It's got probably a bunch of stuff in it. For this assignment, the only thing we're going to need is this thing here. And so the first step I'm going to do is get this piece into my other file. And there's multiple ways of doing it. The way I'm going to do is I'm going to come up over to clipboard, come down to this little icon right here, which is copy, or Control C if you know the shortcuts on the keyboard. Select this and hit enter. Then come over to my drawing file that I'm working on and come over here and hit paste. And I'll just paste it off to the side for now. Now the nice thing is that just brought in all the layers, so I didn't have to make the layers or anything like I did for the doors and the stairs and whatnot. And so one of the things I sort of talked about this when we looked at doors. When we're looking at windows, usually we dimension to the center point. So we have to first find the center point of the window, then find the edges. And the edges of the wall you want to make sure are on a wall layer. And again, we do that for constructability, to make things easier, or to substitute things in the field that you might get from a manufacturer, and so on and so forth. So there's a good even though it makes it harder to draw in AutoCAD, there's a very good reason for doing it. So I'll just start along these top. We can see that this first window is 310 over from the side, and then the next one is 72 over from that. I'm going to go left to right. You could go the other way if you wanted to. And so I'll just start by finding the center points of these back windows here by going to offset, and I'll go 3 foot 10, enter. Click to find that. I hit enter to end offset, and then start offset again because this one has to be 7 foot 2, enter. And that's going to be the center point of that other window. And these windows are window number 1, which means that they are, give me a second, trying to find the file. Window number 1 is 2 foot 8 wide. And again, we can offset these lines half of 2 foot 8, which in this case it's easy, it's 1 foot 4. So you can go offset 1 foot 4 to each side to find the endpoints of those windows. So I'll do on each side like this, each side like that. We know we're probably pretty close to right because we just got a little space left over there. I'll go to trim and hit enter to make things a trim. I could have erased my midpoint first. I should have, but it's okay. I just have to do a couple extra clicks here to trim out the window completely. This like that. So I've erased these midpoints. What I'm going to do now, if I had done it first, I would have had less trimming to do, but it's fine. There's no right or wrong answer. So we got this. And what you want to make sure, because a lot of students miss this, is that they put this line, they put that on the window layer. No, the edges of the wall openings want to be on that layer, on the wall layer. So now I'm going to come down to this thing that I brought in before. I'm going to start by moving it up closer to where I'm working. So I'm just going to click any base point and move it up. And we want to rotate this in the correct direction. One thing to note is what side is the inside, what side is the outside. Well, this edge is going to be our inside in this example. So I'm going to hit rotate, select my window, hit enter, click a point and pull up to rotate it down and move it in. Now I don't know what size this block is. We'll move it into place and we'll see what happens. So I'll hit move. Select the window, hit enter. It's a group right now, or a block, I'm not sure. And so it all moves as one. I can hit this bottom corner right there with an endpoint snap to move to this bottom corner, and oh good, it's drawn at this width. So there's nothing I have to do. We're doing the easy ones first. Alright, good. So now I've got one in, just like this, and it's okay that this line and that line overlap. It's going to come out exactly the way we want to in this case, and I will copy this window. So I'll hit copy, hit the window, hit enter, then click this left endpoint there and move it over to this one here and hit enter to end copy. And I've got those two windows in place. Basically, the rest of the windows are the same. I'll do all these single windows right now. Most of them are all the same width They are. All the single windows are the same width, so I'm going to do the same thing. If you want to skip ahead to see what you do for these windows that are combined together, 3, 4, and 5, you can go ahead and do that. Window 2 is actually the same width, it's just a different height, which is probably why it has a different marker in the window schedule. So, so jump ahead to that part of the video. Otherwise, at least for this video, I'm doing every single step so you can come and watch me. So I'm going to come into the window that's in this room next. We can see it's 6 feet from that wall over, and it's window type 1. So I'm going to come zoom in. I'm going to go offset 6 feet, enter, select exterior of the wall to the center. I'm going to trim this up first because I think it'll make it easier. So I'm going to hit trim. I'm going to select this line and hit enter. Boom. We'll do that. And the window width is 2.8, so halfway is 1 foot 4. So offset 1 foot 4, enter. Each side. This time I will erase the center point first. And then I will start trim, hit enter in this case first, and boom, delete them all away. And I can just go ahead and copy either one of these windows. I'm going to click on that one, hit enter, then click the point over there, hit enter, and move that into place. Hit enter to end the command. The next window is an interesting one, exactly done the same. We're going to do this window. We can see in this case it doesn't give us as dimensions. It says EQ. That stands for equal. And so what it's saying is this dimension and this dimension are the same. We don't even need to know the halfway point. We'll just use our midpoint snap to figure that out. So I'll pull that over. I'm going to zoom in a little bit here. I'm going to draw a line from the midpoint snap of that wall all the way over to the midpoint snap of that wall. I'll offset this the same 1 foot 4. 1 foot 4, enter. Offset up. Offset down. I have to erase this line, midpoint, and I'll have to turn these. I'm going to match properties on this. Match properties, select my wall, and then select these 2 red points. Because of the way I did it in that case, I wasn't set on the wall layer, so I had to change the layer there. Hit trim, hit enter, select that way, and it goes away. I'm going to copy this window. Hit enter. Now in this case I'm just copying from a relative base point because I still need to rotate it, but I need to get it copied before I can rotate it. So rotate it or copy it, hit enter, go to rotate, select anywhere. I'm not placing it yet, so really just going to select and push enter and click a close base point and then pull down to rotate it in the correct orientation. Now I'm going to go to move, hit anywhere on that object, hit enter. Now I'm going to zoom in and make sure I get a nice close endpoint snap there. And a close endpoint snap there, and there we go, that window's in place. I've got another window right down here which is 5'10" from that corner of the house. So that is this corner of the house, that's up 5'10". So offset 5'10", enter. That's going to be there. And I'll offset this 1 foot 4, same as every other window, there and there. And again, you know you've drawn the house probably pretty close to accurate if you only have a little space in that section. I'll erase this midpoint line. I'm going to trim. I'm going to hit enter, and I'm going to have to hit this line a couple times, I think, to get it away, and this line once. And this line here. Now if you're paying close attention, I actually got a tiny bit of line in here which I should get rid of, so I'm going to erase that away. And I have my window opening, and it's going to be the same window as this, so it's just a straight copy. So hit copy, select this window, hit enter, zoom in a little bit to find the base point there, pull out and use the same base point. And one more single regular window, that is this window here. It's window 2. Again, it's the same width, but it's a different height, so that's why it has a different number. And I got to get rid of that so I can see how far away. It's 4'8" over. So offset 4'8", enter. here, and it's 1'4" on each side, so offset 1'4", enter. Click on this side, click on that side, hit enter, all the same steps, start my trim, hit enter, select that away. Oops, I should have erased the center point again, but I'll do it in a second. Hit here, here, and here, hit enter, then erase that midpoint away. Copy any of these other windows over. I can see this one, so I'll copy here, hit enter, and this time I'm going to have to rotate and move, so I'm just going to move it close, hit enter to end copy, start rotate, click, enter, click anywhere, and just pull down so it rotates in the correct orientation, and then move. So start move, click the window, hit enter, zoom in to get a nice base point there, and move it up into place. And there we go, we've got all the single windows into place, but we still have to do